Last Ninja returns. Maybe. But instead of being a ninja, Vendetta's hero is a sort of embittered Rambo-esque Vietnam veteran in an action-packed hunt for justice, with so much blood and blasting, it made Last Ninja look like a walk in the park. So here we have Vendetta, developed and published by those guys from Last Ninja System 3 in 1990. You are cast in the role of an ex-military veteran, a soldier of the higher caliber, decorated many times over. Unfortunately, your heroics, not to mention the loyalty of men under your command, managed to incur such a level of professional jealousy from the top brass that they closed ranks and colluded to retire you early. The one ray of hope comes in the form of your brother, a military scientist involved in the development of top-secret nuclear weapons technology, who tries to get your life back on track. Unfortunately, a terrorist organisation swoops in and kidnaps your brother and his daughter, spiriting them away to a secret location. Left with little more than a ransom note containing the terrorist demands and little else, the only course of action is to rescue your only family and get revenge on those who have sought to make you suffer for so long. Keen to save your family and clear your name, you follow the trail of the gang to a dockyard patrolled by machine gun-toting guards. Mustering your unarmed combat, you quickly thump your way past one of them, then boot down the door of a warehouse stacked with weapons. Searching the room reveals a bag of hand grenades, an AK-47 and some ammo clips. Then, thus armed, you begin the hunt for evidence and your brother. Every item of vindicating evidence you come across has to be photographed so that it can be shown to the police. Other items are of more immediate use, such as a car, which gets you between the game's 5 levels via a 3D driving section. The car is armed up with machine guns and rockets to see off hostile helicopters and cars. If you hit a terrorist, his trousers begin to flash, showing his rapidly diminishing energy. Knock him down, and he detonates a suicide device, neatly removing his body from the scene. The first terrorists are thankfully unarmed, but later ones are weighed down with plenty of hardware. So getting an Uzi machine pistol or AK-47 plus ammo is very important. Fortunately, each time you enter a location, the hidden objects briefly flash. When you've had lots of violent fun slapping the bad guys about, pick up that Uzi and spray some bullets about the place. Saying that though, although you can use many different guns in the game, it's never clear where you are pointing your gun at, which makes the battles a bit difficult and unpredictable. Weapons can be cycled by pressing the spacebar, with the current weapon held displayed in the bottom right of the screen. Pressing the fire button, with a firearm equipped, will unleash a volley of shots in the direction that your unarmed protagonist is facing. Although, like I mentioned, the accuracy appears to get worse the further you are from the target. Realistically enough, however, your mercenary has just one life, and the green, segmented region around the outside of the watch display represents your health bar, which decreases as you take damage from enemies. But there is a bulletproof vest to be found, which greatly improves your resistance to damage. To the bottom left of the screen is this digital wristwatch containing the countdown timer, displaying the time you have remaining to beat the game. You have exactly 60 minutes to save the world, but this really should be plenty once you become familiar with the levels. Once your mercenary has all the evidence, you move on to another location via a Ferrari F40. Obviously, you'll need to find the ignition keys, but the car's also fitted with machine guns and surface-to-air missiles. A special keycard is required to activate this 007 type equipment. Once out onto the open road, the fastest route to the next location must be followed, but there's plenty of turnings to get lost down. If a map has been collected, arrows appear on screen to show the way. For super speed, there's a nitrous oxide button, but if overused it'll bum out. To make things harder, there are enemy cars and helicopter gunships to contend with. I suppose that these scenes add a certain variety to the game, but they're not especially fun either. The car handling and cornering mechanics feel very odd, almost as if someone has buttered your tyres and fired it out of a cannon. Don't get me wrong, Vendetta is a great game with nice graphics, plot and enough twists to keep you hooked. It is just when you start comparing it to The Last Ninja that things get a bit ugly, as Vendetta does feel a little unbalanced and rushed in places. However, the music is great. Another winner from Matt Gray, who never failed to amaze me with his musical talents. Thanks for watching guys, what did you think of Vendetta? Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments section. As always, games are very subjective, and I know many will draw comparisons to The Last Ninja, but I feel like this was another decent game to get fired up on your Commodore 64 all the same. For more Commodore nostalgia, then stick around, and maybe even consider subscribing to the channel, as we continue our journey through the catalogue of Commodore 64 games, and recall some fantastic nostalgic memories. There's plenty more on the channel playlists, and more coming up next. So hopefully, I'll see you all there. Until then, bye for now.